revolution is televised.
Ricky Starks debuts in NXT in 2012 as a jobber before becoming absolute, building himself up as a contender for Bo Dallas' NXT championship throughout 2013, motivated by his idol and trainer. People think it's The Rock because the people compare him to a young Rock, but it's actually Dusty Rhodes. People also say he strikes poses similar to Michael Jackson, but he's actually posing like Prince. He was then sandwiched between Dallas and Adrian Neville in a triple threat ladder match for the title at NXT Arrival, which Starks wins, dethroning Dallas. Neville then challenges Starks in a respect-driven one-on-one at NXT TakeOver, but as Starks retains, Neville starts to see warning signs of the youngster's ego getting the better of him as champion. Paranoia also comes into play because last month, WrestleMania 30 came to town in his hometown of New Orleans. Starks watched Daniel Bryan win the biggest day of his career, but then Daniel got injured by Kane shortly after. A cruel reminder of how quickly things can change. At Fatal 4-Way, Starks' heel turn begins when he's surrounded by babyfaces Neville and Sami Zayn, as well as heel Tyler Breeze. There could be only one NXT champion, and it's Starks, so he resorts to cheating to keep the belt around his waist, even in full view of the referee. He'll get himself disqualified, but as long as the title doesn't change hands, he'll be fine, right? Well, if only it were that easy, because Sami took the brunt of Starks' shenanigans. If Starks is going down, then everyone's going down with him. Still, the underdog from the underground won that match, lighting fuel to the fire for our evolution. At the pay-per-view, Sami will go the distance and will conquer Starks to become the new NXT champion once and for all. His best friend, Kevin Owens, celebrates with him, but events must unfold like in real life from there. As for Starks, Tyler Breeze offers him a unique career opportunity, as it were. Join forces as Absolute Beauty in taking out the Lucha Dragons and become the new tag team champions both in the build and the actual pay-per-view. They then feud with Enzo and Cass from Unstoppable to TakeOver Brooklyn, where the latter get their hands on the titles in their hometown. If you want a hometown reception to Starks, this is how you do it, and Enzo and Cass aren't your typical wrestlers. Breeze then turns on Starks, splitting Absolute Beauty and setting them up for a loser leaves town match to take over Respect. In the build, Starks says it was TakeOver Brooklyn that he realized what being a hometown hero really meant. He wants to make the late Dusty Rhodes proud, but Breeze, with all due respect to Dusty, blames Starks for Absolute Beauty's failure as a tag team. Even though Starks didn't fail him, Breeze only failed himself. Breeze's scapegoat stays in NXT. Tyler Breeze leaves the building. At TakeOver London, Neville returns to his stomping grounds for this one match only to straighten Starks up, seeing he's in the middle of a hurricane following the whole Absolute Beauty thing. He has to let go of the past and find ways to embrace the present. Shinsuke Nakamura, who looks like a wannabe Michael Jackson, debuts at TakeOver Dallas by taking care of Starks instead of Sami Zayn, but soon enough, Prince, another one of Starks' idols, as he strikes the same poses as him, passes away, and, like the Purple Rain, he found himself in a downpour of inspiration. What do you get when you mix the purple pizzazz of Prince, the dream of Dusty, and the third-person promos of The Rock, and you put a big charismatic bow on it? I'll give you a hint. Patrick Clark does not play this gimmick here.
Velveteen Dream.
In a poetic turn of events, he debuts in May, squashing a jobber, before facing off against Shinsuke again at TakeOver The End. The Dream beats Shinsuke on the road to the Cruiserweight Classic where Destiny calls his name. There, he advances to the finals, and who does he run into but none other than Neville.